All right, hello and welcome to our weekly AMA series here at Universal Nodes. My name is Sean. You will see me on the stage as Piter DeVries of Dune Lore. We're discussing community updates, our seed round mint, and have an open AMA session and talk about project updates with an emphasis on safety and security this week. All the AMAs are posted on our YouTube channel, where following and subscribing is a great way to stay up to date on the project. Joining me again is project founder and software development leader Stud10. Good morning. How are you today?
Hey, how are you, man? I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm doing well. Just a lot of work, but yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. I had a quick question. It was inspired by your research on Voyager 2. Have you ever listened to the recording of the golden record sent out on this satellite?
Yeah, I did. And actually, I did this during we had a talk. With was it a talk or what was it? Yeah, it was a talk, and it was a lot of people, and we went there to listen to that. It was not just me; it was a bunch of people, like around 100 of us. Yeah, so I did listen to the recording. It was awesome.
Yeah, I got curious to listen to it just because it was sent out with the intent that if an alien civilization finds this, they'll have information about us. I was just curious what we were broadcasting about ourselves. There was classical music, but there was also some jazz and even a rock and roll song. I was surprised to see that.
Yeah. They also spoke about like the movie 2012. It was awesome. I remember some of the things there even now. Like I listened to when was it? When was the time? I think 2018. But I still remember most of the things they. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll post it somewhere in the server just for fun. Were there any updates you wanted to talk about right away before we got into kind of the structured part of the AMA?
Yeah, I mean, like I have a lot of updates, but like I'll start with this one, which I might forget. I was talking. I had a meeting today with the founder of Collectivist today, and yeah, we'll let you guys join. I see you guys raising hands. I had a meeting with the founder of what is this Collectivist, and we are talking about what they're doing there. So we actually got offered a planet up there, and we got offered a whitelist, one whitelist sport, and he told me what they're doing, and so I invited him to come through for an AMA next week Thursday.
Oh,
So
wow.
we'll have him on here for next week's AMA. That sounds good, and he'll have something to
Excellent.
say. Yeah, I can just share in the AMA questions what he sent me, because I can share that. He actually suggests that I share that here. I'll share that, but he'll come here to talk about it more next week, Thursday.
That sounds cool. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, okay, let me start with the details of our current presale. Universal Nodes is currently live minting a public seed round to raise funds for an Obsidian KYC. 200 Black Hole NFTs were made available at 2 AVAX each, with about 75 remaining to close the mint. Here's a rundown of the benefits of owning a Black Hole NFT. You can lower the future maintenance fees of nodes created within the space by 90%. You will own the rarest NFT that provides the most space interest in our project and be able to sell and transfer it. You will receive one free planet airdrop at launch, voting rights and a stake in our future, access to the discounted token price, and finally, Alpha Discord access in the Black Hole, which opens up the possibility to be a part of all future collaboration perks like Collectivers. One follow-up question on this subject. Last week, you mentioned a staking mechanism for the NFTs and creating a vault that would potentially establish these 200 black holes as Genesis NFTs. Did you want to give an update on this?
Yeah, I was actually coding it this week. I was actually the one working on it. I was just working on it alone. So I can just post a screenshot of what I have right now, but I'll change it. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, I'll just post what I have right now. It's just so that you guys see. So I'm still working on this, changing it and making sure that everything is okay. And here, I'm also added another feature where you can use different coins to mint NFTs. And then you can mint NFTs. As you can see there, there's like a star collection, the nebula collection, the black hole collection, where you can get different types of rewards depending on the vault that you're in. So that's what I'm doing right now, and that's where we are with that. So the code works fine, except I still have to like keep on testing and make sure that there's nothing wrong with it, and just expand on it and make it more user friendly. Yeah.
Is it accurate to describe them as Genesis NFTs now? I know you're talking about that a staking mechanism for them, just to kind of differentiate them.
I mean, like, of course, there's gonna be difference. I mean, like, for example, let me say this: the first 200 will be able to stake earlier than anyone else. Like, that's how it's going to happen. That's
Okay, thank you. All right, and this week we wanted to focus on the AMA on updates and questions about safety and security, KYC, multi-sig, doxing audits, anti-bot, anti-whale measures. While not considered the most exciting topics, many would consider.
okay, cool. Yeah, you can.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, not considered the most exciting topics, many would consider it critical knowledge when considering where to invest. Let me start by asking this question. When talking about collaboration efforts with with other developers, you went out of your way to tell us that only you would be deploying the contracts. Why is this important? And generally speaking, how does your expertise add to the safety and security of this project?
I mean, like, it's important to have one person deploying all the contracts because somebody can be held accountable, right? In case of Iraq, I'll be held accountable. So that's why I'm preferring to just be the one who deploys all the contracts that are going to be used within the space. And if there's any change of that happening, I'll let everybody know, the community and the team. I'll let everybody know that okay, I'm not deploying this contract. This and this will be deploying it, and how we planning to do that in terms of safety and security to make sure that everybody's funds in the safe place, and they are they able to like invest in that contract and maybe buy or do whatever they're supposed to do in that contract. So I think that that promotes a lot of safety mechanism in order to just have one person deploying all the contracts. It makes more sense other than having a lot of people deploying contracts because they can be like malicious codes written somewhere, and just interacting with those codes can just increase more like likelihood of like a criminal act happening in terms of theft of fund.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, that leads into the next question about audits. So it would seem that the code being sound would be important. What will the code be audited, and like by who?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no way I can release such code, especially if like the code is very very long, without audit. You need somebody else's opinion. And right now I do have people on the side that I'm talking to that can audit. The guys that are auditing Sphere Finance. I was talking to Simsal about that. He can provide those guys to audit some of our code, but we also have one of the companies or projects in the space to also do an audit on us. And I think we'll look for the best to do it because I don't want to be audited by a project that just wants to take money and without doing anything really. I just want
Who do
a
you think is
serious.
the best company out there? I've heard some FUD about Certec lately.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always thought about static. Right now, honestly, I don't know. I'll have to check it once I have all the code and just to run through all the projects and see the history and see the audits they have done to see
Right.
which one is best for suited for us. And also, I
Mhm.
think audit goes with experience because most of these projects they use experience to audit their contracts without even looking through. They just skim through the contracts without checking everything. So I'll look at the history and see if this one is good for us or not.
One approach I've seen is peer review. I know YieldNode uses this where they actually invite people out to their project site and physically have them verify things. Have you considered peer review of the code?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I couldn't hear your question.
Oh, have you considered, basically it was about peer review. Have you considered peer review of the code? Yield Nodes, I know, does this, and they actually like invite people out once a year or something like that to review the code.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, of course, I'll be open to peer review. As I said, like there's so many things linked to our projects. Like we have something, for instance, like we have staking, right? NFTs. Well, we can use peer review of like maybe another project that's also doing staking to check our code, cross check our code with them, or like with anybody that has experience in that, and we can check like pre review in terms of like a project that has also like nodes of like liquidity pool. We can do that. We can always do different for different utilities. We can check with different projects and do all of that. I think that will also help.
Okay. I wanted to read this quote from a recent House of Obsidian post about changes to the Obsidian KYC program before I ask my next question. Um, Quote, the first improvement that we are making is that all developers that touch any smart contract that run the project to go through our KYC process. This is to ensure that everyone that has the capability to steal funds will be held accountable. The second improvement that we are making on the original process is that we will require all multi-sig holders to be KYC'd as well. This allows for further transparency and responsibility for multi-sig holders when approving transactions for the project's treasury. The third improvement that we are making is adding Stud 10 to our team, who will be completing the following security checks: verifying smart contracts, verifying that smart contracts are linked to multisig, ensuring that we are KYCing the contract developer, and verifying that all addresses are verifiable. End quote. The question I wanted to ask is, can you explain the multisig wallet for this project? Who will be on it? How many signers?
Yes. Currently in the multi-sig will be me. Will be Wix and will be Champagne. But I think Champagne will have to like leave because he's extremely busy with his project, and we'll have to like choose. We'll choose one more member from the staff, and we're also thinking about choosing one community member. So I think we wanted 5 people on the multi-sig, but we'll have to review either to have 5 or 4. But right now it's just me and Wix and Champagne.
Are any of the KYC members going to be doxxed?
Of course, they all have to be docs once we have everything running.
I
And
guess I
so yeah,
mean
everyone.
doxxed beyond the KYC. Sorry.
Excuse me.
I guess what I'm asking is, will any be publicly, like fully doxxed? Does anyone plan to publicly dox beyond the KYC doxing?
I mean, currently, I don't think I can put anyone in that pressure of like publicly doxing. If they want to, yes, of course. Me, yes, but not now. In the future, I'll definitely publicly dox myself. But right now, I prefer to be anonymous, dealing with the KYC and stuff. Yeah, I have a lot of people targeting me right now because of all the criminal activities happening. But anyway, other than that, like yeah, I'll love to publicly dox myself, and also everybody on the multisig for this project will be KYC'd um by whichever company we choose to KYC us. I think having Obsidian KYC us will be good, but also I'll prefer that we have another KYC since I'm in the Obsidian KYC right now. So it'll be good to have someone else other than just Obsidian.
Yeah, that was another question I had. I know you mentioned Node Society at one point, and if you were planning on doing more than one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, does Obsidian still use a tiered system with the KYC? And if so, what tier are you applying for?
Not really. There's no more TS. There's just
Okay.
KYC right now.
Okay. Did have you heard any talk of Obsidian Gold? I know it's an idea they floated to add community building and marketing to support projects. Have they mentioned anything about that?
I mean, like I spoke about that long time ago with Taylor. It was long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
But right now, no. Right now, there's nothing in terms of Obsidian Gold for our project, unfortunately. But I don't know if they still have it though. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And just moving right along, I know we're kind of covering a lot. Whale and bot measures, is there any vesting period or whale tax upon launch?
Uh, Whew, that's
I didn't notice anything in the documents, but I just wanted to ask.
yeah. I mean, we were talking. I was talking with one of the developers for about the tax and how we're going to do stuff and how we're going to release our tokens. As you can see from the white paper, we mentioned that we're going to do what is this? What do you call this? Um,
A fair
how are we
launch?
going to? Yeah, fair launch. Yeah, fair launch. We mentioned that we're going to do a fair launch, and we're thinking about like how we're going to do a fair launch or maybe do a pre-sale. Or we're thinking of like maybe letting it to be a fair launch throughout and just have our tokens being minted through NFT staking. We spoke about that, just like letting our tokens be minted through NFT staking and just creating a pool with like the buys from the NFT and stuff like that. So we had that talk about that. So we're really looking at every single angle that we can take all this to make sure that we don't have inflation affecting us. So we do take everything into consideration. Once we come to a better conclusion after doing all the research that we have to do, I think we'll let you guys know. But soon I feel like we are coming to a conclusion to that very soon.
Okay. Um, and what about anti-bot measures at launch? I know that's a problem sometimes.
Anti-bot. Yeah, I think if we have it in terms of what is this NFT staking to mint our tokens, there won't be any bots buying.
Okay.
But yeah, we can have a tax measure for if we do it like in a different way. We can have tax for like maybe that day or week or whatever period that can happen. I haven't checked on how launches really died from all the bots during pre-sale or during launch. I'll look at that and see what is the best way to stop that from affecting our project during launch.
Okay, great. Um, tokenomics. I know tokenomics is an evolving and important part of this project. Can you give an update on your research into this and any new concepts that you have decided to add to keep Universal sustainable?
Yeah, tokenomics. We were talking about liquidity really. Like I think right now it's very clear that liquidity is king in the space. Like the more you have in liquidity, the better, you know. So during this week, we are mostly talking about liquidity and how we're going to improve our liquidity and what we can do for that to improve. Uh, right now, I we haven't had like any type of like conclusion in terms of what to do with that. But liquidity is going to take a huge amount in terms of like the direction what we're going to take in terms of the project. So liquidity will be our focus in terms of like growing this project and making sure it's sustainable.
So, for example, having an unlocked liquidity pool so you can do buybacks and
Yeah. Yeah, I think having liquidity in stable coins helps. And at this point, it's very clear that USDC is the ultimate stable coin, right? So yeah, and if you can check, I don't know if you guys saw that USDT lost around 10 million within a week. because people were just taking their money out because it's backed by nothing really. So yeah, USDC is the one that I think will make our liquidity pool in, and we'll have it locked, of course. Yeah, locking it in a stable coin makes sense. Let's say for instance we'll have our liquidity in AVEX. I think locking it there doesn't make sense. What happens when AVEX goes down like it did? Your projects essentially die out. I've been checking a lot of projects that have it like that. The
I've
projects
seen
are
that
dying out
before as
because of
well.
AVEX, not because of the project. They're dying out because of AVEX is going down. So having a liquidity in stablecoins makes much more sense than having it in AVEX
Hmm.
in a blue chip.
Yeah, I have seen that happen with projects before. Okay, with rebranding, you mentioned rebranding last week. Can you expand on why you are considering this and what direction you are thinking of taking? Is it just a name change, or does it involve reconceptualizing the NFT structure?
Um, their black hole NFTs, I don't think they're gonna change because they're very nice. They're very cool. I like how they look. You can see, man, Plexiathorn has his one right now as profile picture. I like it. I see it sometimes in an AMA. I think I saw it in one AMA yesterday, or if I'm not mistaken. And I thought, wow, man, that profile picture looks cool. So I think I'll also change mine to like a black hole very soon. But yeah, like I don't think we'll change that. We'll change, of course, the name. We'll change it, maybe Universal Income or maybe something else. I just like rebranding because it'll make us improve more. If you can check the picture that I posted in the AMA questions right now, that has to do with like the staking features and stuff like that, and you can check the first token to buy. It has to do with like the rebranding stuff that we're taking. I was just talking to Wix yesterday about maybe like doing a different type of coin logo for the uland. So yeah, we talking about it, and we'll see if it's best to do a rebrand for everything or just different like features and stuff like that.
That's interesting. I assume that the reason you were thinking about rebrand was because of the other Universal node that rugged.
Yeah, yeah. Also, that is part of it. It was part of that because when people came here, they were like, "Didn't this project rock?" Or maybe when I tell someone we're trying to do a partnership with a project, and they thinking we are Universal that rocked. So that like initially had something to do with that, but right now it's more so to improve the project's outlook and just to show improvement in terms of growing also.
I see. Okay, we can start the open AMA portion. I just want to start with this question from No Priest, who did not think he could make it, but submitted the question in our AMA question section. How will the treasury be used? And we touched on this a little bit. Will a portion be used for buybacks?
Treasury for buybacks. Yeah. What do you mean about treasury for buybacks? Just to clarify.
Well,
Or
or we can separate those questions. How would the treasury be used? If
yeah,
you have a treasury, is this the part that you're investing, and how would that be used?
yeah. The treasury will be used to invest in node projects and also like the projects that will be growing. As you can see, like we keep on growing utilities and we keep on growing as a team. So mostly it will be used for that to grow us as a team and also to invest in like. But I think investing in other projects, just looking lately, I think at first I thought it was good, but really looking at things right now, I think like investing your money in other projects and hoping that they like kind of like 10x or whatever without like knowing the team and without knowing what's going on with the project can really be a downfall. For instance, let's say we had a treasury right now and invested in Luna, for instance, and I don't think anyone will be keeping track of everything that's happening with Luna like 24/7 and checking that out. And like we could have lost a lot of money with that. Honestly, we could have lost a lot of money with that. So I think yeah, we are going to invest in projects. I did have a percentage wise of like what are we going to do with the treasury. Sorry. I will post it. I don't remember from my
Well,
memory.
the landscape has changed quite a lot, and I know a lot of projects we're investing like that. A lot invested
Yeah,
so
yeah,
strong and
yeah.
strong buy.
That's.
Look
I
what
mean, like yeah. It's been proven that it's not a good idea to just take treasury and just invest in other projects. I think it's best to have treasury and grow the project. That's how I think it should be. Like increase utility, do more
invest in
stuff with.
yourself.
Exactly. Like as I said, like I come from a science background, and like I can do so many things with in terms of like science and all the kind of stuff, and I know a lot of people in the science space that do a lot of cool stuff like battery technology and stuff like that. We can always do stuff like that, and we can always have the community voting in terms of like what we can do with the treasury and stuff like that. Also, we can do buybacks, but buybacks have to be like spot on terms of what are we doing with buybacks? Because if we have, let's say for instance, we're staking, essentially we're becoming a rebase token when we're staking NFTs. And if we're doing buybacks and they're doing nothing to reflect on the token's price action, then it makes no sense, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I was asking what do you mean by buybacks. So when we're doing buybacks, they have to have intention of like why are we doing buybacks, rather than just doing buybacks just to say to investors, hey, we have buybacks.
Right.
That's essentially like taking money to the drain, really.
Hmm. Is there a difference between buybacks from treasury or liquidity pool? Are those two different?
Uh,
Might be. I
wait,
mean, and I don't really even
how?
understand what I'm asking, so maybe I should
Yeah,
stop.
I know. Yeah. Like that question doesn't make sense, really.
Yeah, let me just stop there. Let's go to the open portion of the AMA. Is there any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I saw Adams with his hands raised, but I would like Liberty Joe to come through, man. I was supposed to talk with Liberty a long time, and somehow I got busy with stuff. But yeah, Liberty, can you come? Wix, can you invite Liberty, man, to jump through on the stage? Yeah, invite him. Accept it. Can you accept Liberty? Ah, man, is he accepting or something? Do you have any more questions or? Yeah.
Oh, we should check there. Yeah, I may have a couple more questions, but if there's anyone who wants to ask, or there's from the community.
I think he's changing his device for the microphone change.
Yeah, I think okay. Yeah, we tried to invite Liberty, couldn't come. Adams, I think had his hands raised up. Uh Meg, do you have any question that you'd like to ask? Is there any more question from the AMA?
Yeah, there's none from. I've asked them all. There was one about the treasury. Well, I do have a clarification question in returns to the free
Yes.
node. Um, you said you receive one free node with a Black Hole NFT. Is that a free node per wallet or per NFT?
No, per wallet.
Okay, so one per wallet. Yeah, I wanted to clarify that. I thought so, but another
Yeah,
question
per
I had
wallet.
was about creating a subnet for the project. Would that make sense or be valuable at all?
Subnet.
Well, I know Krobada was talking about making one because it would lower gas fees. It's just a general
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. No, I haven't even thought about that before.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that.
All right. One last question that I do have. You did speak about partnership opportunities you're working on. You mentioned a potential partnership with Grape Finance in the past. Has anything come out of talks with them You brought up Collectiverse, but I know you mentioned Great Finance in the past.
Yeah, with Grape Finance, yeah, everything is still on lock. It's just they just literally waiting on us right now, for us to do our thing and have everything running, and then I'll just contact them and take it from there. But they just waiting on us to see what we come up with and how we present it, and then we can take it from there. And I was also like in not partnership, but most of like a collaboration with what is this? The thing that I sent you yesterday, Wix. I wanted to send that to Adams, but yeah, Wix. What is the project? The name of the project again? A collaboration with us. The project that I sent you that wanted a collab with us.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
Are you talking about Magus?
yeah. Magus notes.
Magus notes?
Yeah, yeah. So there's that happening also in the background. It's just literally they just waiting on us. As I said, like this week I was mostly focused on coding, um, making sure that the staking feature is complete. I want to make sure that that one is complete, and then after that, yeah, we can move on with like partnerships and collabs and start releasing those kind of stuff and also rebranding.
Awesome. Well, there's a lot of exciting stuff in this AMA. Thank you very much. Was there anything else you wanted to add before we close the AMA?
Yeah, man. I would love to have Liberty Joe come through, man. Yeah, I want to hear Liberty. Really. If there's any questions from anybody, but yeah, just to clarify, guys, this is a node project, but not just a node project. We building with so many projects on the side, and yeah, in order to have our node, you have to have 50% our token, and also 50% stable token to build a planet. And you can oh yeah, I saw a question of somebody saying like with the referring to the star NFT, saying you can have a limited amount of 15 planets. Yes, that is correct.
Right.
That is correct. So when you have the star NFT, the limit of like how many planets you can have is 15. So when you have what is this one? When you have a binary star that increases with 5, so you can have a limit of like 20 planets. So when you have a nebula NFT, you can have a limit of 25, and then when you have a black hole NFT, then you can have a limit of 30 planets, right? So black hole NFTs, also people have to remember this. Black hole NFTs are worth $200, and now that AVAX is down, is actually on a good price right now to actually buy these black holes, because they cost like 30 and 30, which is like 60 bucks right now at the current price. But sooner or later it'll go back to that 200 if we can change to stable coins. So it's best to buy right now before I change all the website and the smart contract and what's happening. So yeah, they still there to be bought at this price right now.
It seems like a very
And
reasonably priced opportunity. Yes.
exactly. That's why I said like the first 200 will get this on a good price. And right now it's like how many left? 70 what? 77?
75. Yeah, about
I think
35% left.
75. Yeah, 75 left. So yeah, 75 is left. So yeah, they're still on the good price, and hopefully I don't finish by next week, which I think I will. And so yeah, the price might go back to the original price.
Oh, okay. What was the original price again? I'm sorry.
$200 per NFT.
I see. Okay. Right. Understood. All right. Very good.
Yeah. So
All right,
at
well,
this price, it will probably cost around 6 AVEX. Since you're getting it on a discount, like 2 AVEX. So yeah.
I see. Okay. Very good. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who participated and helped make this possible. For those of you that are unable to make it to the live AMA and want to participate, you can follow us at our YouTube channel and submit questions in the comments there or in our Discord server, and then listen in next week for a response. Stud, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, and
Walks,
thank you
yeah.
for everyone that
Thank you,
attended this AMA. Thanks for all the questions.
Yeah, my pleasure. I know it's kind of a bunch of them today, and thank you very much for answering them all.
No, man, I'm glad to get all the questions clarified in each AMA. Like they can be redundant. I'll still be here to answer them.
And looking forward to next week with Collectiverse. That sounds exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, Collectivist will be coming through next week, and let's have an exciting time with them.
I'm looking
All
forward
right,
to
cheers.
it.
All right, cheers. Bye bye.
All right, bye, y'all.